Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy book related things, makeup related things, or both, then this is definitely going to be the channel for you. Also, make sure if you enjoyed this video that you give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and let's dive on into today's video, which is talking about my monthly haul from Book of the Month. So I joined Book of the Month in May of this year. It was either May or June of this year. I joined Book of the Month, and I have been pleasantly surprised with how much I love this. This is not sponsored, by the way. I would just like to say this. Book of the Month probably has no idea that I exist. But I have Book of the Month, and I have been loving it. I am at the status now where I can have 5 additional add-on books a month plus the pick of the month. And it works on a month basis. So you just go there, you pick out the book that you would like for the month out of their selections that they have for that month. You can skip the month if you would like. There's a lot of things that you can do. But I then, of course, was like, I need more books. And so I made my husband and my mother-in-law actually had it at one point. And so she just re-signed up for it so that way I could buy more books each month. So, what does that mean for today's video? What does that have to do with anything for today's video? We are going to talk about the books that I got in the month of August. We are in August, yes. For the month of August from my Book of the Month book club subscription. So if you guys are excited to see the 11 books that I had got from Book of the Month, then definitely keep on watching. With Book of the Month, again, the more boxes that you have shipped out, the more benefits, perks, books that you can add. So my one account has been with them since, I'm going to say May. It was either April or May, now I think about it, because I've been with them for a while. And so I can add up to, I think it's 5 add-on books. I only added on 4. So there's 5 total books for the box. So let's dive into what my personal account, what I ordered. The first book is going to be the new one from Lisa Jules. This is None of This Is True. So this is going to follow Alex and Josie. Alex meets Josie and realizes that they have a lot in common. Alex has her own podcast, and she thinks that Josie would be a super interesting person to have on her podcast. But then suddenly Josie goes missing, and then Alex starts realizing that it may actually be her that's going to be the star of her own true crime podcast. So I'm really excited to read this book, see what it's about. Next one is going to be Happiness Falls. So this is about a Korean family, Korean American family, and their daughter Mia is always able to really kind of piece things together, have things make sense. But then one day her brother and her dad are going for a walk. Her brother returns to the house bloody, alone, and afraid, and they cannot find her father anywhere. And the unfortunate part is Eugene is the only person who has seen anything, but Eugene has a rare genetic disorder where he cannot speak. So he is unable to relay any information. He can't write, anything like that. So he's unable to give any information. So Mia is trying to solve this case, figure out what happened to her dad, but then slowly family secrets are also starting to be revealed as as this investigation is taking place. And now she thinks that maybe her dad might not be missing at all, or he was murdered because of the family secrets. The next one is going to be The Lies I Tell. So this is about a woman who is a con artist. She can be whatever she wants to be, whoever she wants to be, depending on the town, the job, whatever it is that she is in. However, she has harmed some people in the past. And this lady is, what is her name? Kat. Kat is waiting for her to return so that a way she can expose her and set her out for the person that she is. And along the way of doing this and in doing so, They start growing closer, and then Kat is just kind of trying to struggle with herself, like, what is happening, like, who is her true target, why is she doing this? And it's literally kind of at war with herself, like, in the end, like, does she want to expose her, like, what's really going on here? So I'm really, really excited for this. I think that's going to be like so fun, like kind of like a psychological twist, and we all know I love a good psychological twist. The next book is going to be You're Invited. This sounds so interesting. So this is about Amaya, who is invited to a wedding when she realizes that her groom is the ex-boyfriend, and it's one of her best friends that like literally just like cut her off randomly, is the one who invited her. Probably went radio silence because that's her ex-boyfriend that she is now marrying. When she gets to the island, she kind of just feels very weird about being there. And then the groomsman dies, and all of the evidence points to Amaya. Everything points to her. And so she is just trying to flicker through like the guest list and try to figure out who would have a motive to kill him and frame her and why. The last one that I got from my own book is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I am so excited to read this. This is definitely going to be on next month's to be read list. We already know, like, we're going to include this. But this is about Kit and Lenora. So Lenora in the 1920s, yes, 1920s, was suspected of killing her family. And the only thing is she had said that she did not do it. She has never spoken about it since. She is now living at the home, but she is reduced to being in a wheelchair. She's unable to really fend for herself, so they say. So Kit is a in-home health worker who is coming in to take care of Lenora, and Lenora and her are sitting there talking, and Lenora does best writing now at her state with her disease progressing. And that's when the nurse is like, I really don't think that she was the one who did it. It seemed like there was a lot of other things. But then as Kit starts to get to know her more in the story a little bit more, things aren't making sense. And she's starting to think that Lenora might be a lot more dangerous than the wheelchair-bound patient she thinks is before her. And so now she's got to try to like figure out what's going on. This sounds so good. So as you can tell, most of these books and like my own personal box that I got were a lot of like psychological thrillers, mysteries, family drama. Those are definitely things that I enjoy. The other boxes, I did mix it up a little. So let's dive on into the box that my husband had selected, aka selected for me. But I do allow him to go through the books and kind of let him decide. And then I'll pick one or two depending on if he picks like one from the book of the month or not. So we'll see. We'll talk about what he had picked as well. So the one that my husband chose, he chose two books. So the first is going to be Mexican Gothic. This is about a family that is going to visit, what is her name? Noemi, N-O-E-M-I. Noemi? I'm not really for sure. Anyways, this is set in Mexico. She is going to visit her husband's family out, and it's called the High Place. And slowly she starts realizing that the family has a lot of secrets and a lot of dark pasts. And now she's starting to unravel all of that. But then she's also realizing that she may not ever be able to leave the island, or the High Place is what it's called. She realizes she's probably not ever going to be able to leave. So she is like finding out dark secrets while also realizing she can't leave. I don't know. It sounds so good. The next book that he chose was part of like the options for the pick of the month. And he said The Many Lives of Mama Love. So this is about a woman who is arrested and doing time because she was funding her heroin addiction by stealing her neighbor's credit cards information. That's what she was doing. And so she spent a lot of time in prison. It talks about like her prison journey. Now she's released, and now she's trying to like find herself as like somebody who is on probation. As a felon, she's trying to like work her way back into society and trying to prove that even though she has a record, there's a lot of good things that can come from her than meets the eye. So that sounds really interesting. Again, it's like a lot of like drama, conflict, and some prison time, things like that. True crime, but like not true crime, kind of related. So I'm excited. So then that leaves the book that I picked, and that's going to be The Shadows. So this is supposed to be about there's this teenage kid that was super famous, and the reason he got famous is because he had murdered one of his friends. And now it is years later, and they think that there is a copycat out there. However, the issue is that they don't know who it is, and they don't know who would be copycatting it, and it would be really hard to ask intricate details to the person who had originally murdered their best friend, because he also never came back. Nobody knows whatever happened to him. And now Paul, one of their best friends from when they were little, is starting to be stalked, and he's feeling really unsafe and uncomfortable. And so this is just kind of untwisting all of like the darkness within this town, within this friendship. What happened to the murderer? Who is doing this now? Is it a copycat? There's so many stones left unturned, and I'm excited to find out what they are. So the final box is my mother-in-law's box. Basically, she also helps choose the books for the box, in the hopes that like after I read, which will happen, but like after I read them, I will give them to her gladly, and then like she can read them. So I try to make these books something that like I know I could potentially like, but I know she's going to like as well, because I like the dark thriller mysteries and horror books, and that is not her at all. So I tried to have something that was going to have like a little bit of everything. She likes fantasy, drama, she likes romance, things like that. So I picked up this book right here called Family Lore. So this is about one of the sisters has the ability to see other people's deaths. And so it's at this point that she would like to bring her family together to have a little bit of a wake. So they're trying to figure out whose death is coming, first of all. Like, did she see her own death? Is it one of her sisters? But also, when they get together, they're also kind of noticing a lot of like family drama, and they have to kind of sort through all of that together. The next one is, I do not know if I will like this, and I honestly don't know if she's going to like this either. I don't know. The Vampires of El Norte. It was one of the books of the months that hadn't been picked, and I think it has some aspects that we could all like, because this talks about this family that has always been under the fear because something is out there killing men and draining them of all their blood. And so now it is years later, and the Americans are now invading Mexico. This is set in like the 1800s, so it has like some like older Western war aspects that I think she'll like, whereas it has like the vampire spooky aspects. Well, now that they are at war together, she runs into some older family members that she hasn't seen in a while, and they literally are trying to make it out of everything alive. So I think it has some good elements that hopefully we will both like. I don't know if I'm actually going to really like that a lot or not. I don't know. But the next book is then going to be, and the last book is going to be Gone Tonight. So this kind of reminds me of this movie that I had seen on Hulu. It has Sarah Paulson in it with her daughter. She has like Munchausen syndrome by proxy, so that way she can keep her daughter in her grasp. I don't know. Okay, anyways, let's just dive into what this book is supposed to be about. So this is about Ruth. And when Ruth was a teenager, she was on the run for her life. She was pregnant. Now she's 41, her daughter is 24. She has always tried to protect her daughter, always tried to keep her secrets within herself. But now her daughter is older. There's some cracks in the story. There's some cracks in some things about her mom's past. Then now her daughter wants to explore and get out there more in the world, but Ruth so desperately wants to keep her daughter to herself and not have her explore. And now we need to figure out what happened in Ruth's past that makes her so possessive and controlling over her daughter, but also, is that danger still there? Those are all 11 books that I got. Let me know what you guys think down below. Have you read any of these books? Are you wanting to pick up any of these books? Have you guys done Book of the Month? What do you guys think of the subscription? I honestly think it's pretty fairly priced. I like that you can skip months without being charged. I like they do have quite a variety of different books to choose from. If you don't like any of those books, you can choose books from past months that maybe you had missed out on. So far, I'm really liking it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, this is not sponsored. They don't know who I am. They just know I buy a box from them. That's it. They don't know my name. They don't know nothing. They don't even know I make YouTube videos. about books or anything like that. So let me know if you guys have tried them, what you guys think. Let me know if there's any books that you guys are interested in that maybe you hadn't heard of before that you guys are maybe interested in picking up. Let me know all of that down below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy book-like content or makeup content as well. I will have or have had this makeup look that will be coming in a video, so make sure you guys subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!